A wise professor stood before his class with a simple glass jar, and what he did next changed how his students saw their entire lives, through rocks, pebbles, sand, and water. He revealed a truth so powerful that it made them question everything they thought was important. By the end of his lesson, not a single student in that room would ever look at their priorities the same way again. Before we dive in, what time are you listening? Where are you from? Drop a comment below and tell me, and please like and subscribe for more videos like this. One ordinary morning, a professor walked into his classroom carrying something unusual, a large glass jar. His eyes sparkled with that familiar look of intelligent curiosity that his students had come to recognize. They leaned forward in their seats, wondering what lesson awaited them today. The professor placed the jar carefully on the table in front of him. Then, without saying a word, he reached underneath and brought out several large rocks. Each one was about the size of a fist. Slowly, deliberately, he began placing them into the jar, one by one, rock after rock, until finally, no more could fit inside. He looked up at his students and asked a simple question. Is this jar full now? The students examined the jar. It certainly looked full. No more rocks could possibly fit inside. Most of them nodded confidently. Yes, sir. It is full, they said. The professor smiled knowingly. He pulled out a bag filled with small pebbles. Without hesitation, he poured them into the jar and gave it a gentle shake. The pebbles cascaded down, filling in all the gaps between the large rocks. Once again, he posed the question. Is it full now? Some students hesitated this time, sensing there might be more to come. But many still replied, yes, sir. Now it is really full. The professor was not done yet. He brought out a bag of sand and began pouring it slowly into the jar. The grains of sand slipped through every remaining space, settling between the rocks and pebbles, filling the jar even more completely. He asked again, is it full? Now, this time, the whole class responded together with less certainty in their voices. Probably. Finally, the professor picked up a mug of water and poured it into the jar. The water seeped through the sand, through the pebbles, through the rocks, filling the jar to the very top. He smiled warmly and said, yes, now the jar is truly full. The professor looked at each student carefully before speaking. This jar, he began, represents your life. Everything you see here is a metaphor for how you spend your time, your energy, and your focus. The big rocks, he said, pointing to them through the glass, are the most important things in your life. Your family, your health, your deep, meaningful relationships, your personal dreams and goals, the things that give your life purpose. Even if you lose everything else, as long as you have these, your life will still feel complete and meaningful. The students listened intently, beginning to understand. The pebbles, he continued, represent other important things. Your career, your house, your car, your university degree. These matter too, but they are not as essential as the rocks. They support your life, but they do not define it. And the sand, he said, his voice growing more serious, represents the small stuff. Scrolling through social media for hours, unnecessary online shopping, day-to-day trivial activities that do not carry much meaning. The distractions that fill our days but leave our souls empty. He paused, letting his words sink in. Then he delivered the most important part of the lesson. If you fill the jar with sand or pebbles first, there will be no room for the big rocks. The same goes for life. If you spend your time and energy on the little things, or on less important matters, you will not have space left for what truly matters. Your rocks are the pillars of your life. Your family, your health, your dreams, your passions. If you do not realize their value and do not focus on them first, one day you may wake up and realize you have left out the most important parts of life. The classroom was silent. Every student was reflecting on their own life, their own choices, their own jar. The professor's voice, soft. Place your rocks first. They give your life meaning and foundation. Never let the pebbles and sand take their place. At the end of your journey, It is the weight of those rocks that will define the value of your life. So fill your life with things that nourish your soul and fulfill your heart. The rest, the pebbles and sand, they are just external. They will come and go. Just as the professor finished speaking, one student raised their hand thoughtfully. "Sir, what does the water represent?" The professor's face lit up with a beautiful smile. "Great question," he said. "The water shows that no matter how busy life gets, there is always room for small moments of joy, like having a cup of tea or coffee with a friend, a spontaneous laugh, an unexpected conversation that brightens your day. At Continua, often we try to balance all our priorities and fit everything into the limited hours of the day. We get so busy with everyday tasks and small matters that we forget what is truly important. This jar, this life, is not limitless. If you fill it first with sand and pebbles, there will be no room left for the rocks. So I say to you, place your rocks first. Your family, your health, your dreams, your love. Make time for your loved ones. Take care of your physical and mental health, and follow your dreams and passions with courage. And in between, remember to leave space for learning, growing, and showing empathy. And the water, those are the little joys. The unexpected laughs, the shared moments with friends. No matter how full life seems, there is always room for these tiny bursts of happiness. The pebbles and sand, they are necessary too, but do not let them replace the rocks. In the end, remember, life is not about being busy. It is about being meaningful. It is not about counting the days, but making the days count. Create a balance among the rocks, the pebbles, the sand, and the water. One that brings true joy and completeness to your life. The students left that classroom forever changed. They understood now that every moment spent on sand was a moment stolen from their rocks. Every hour wasted on trivial things was an hour they could never give back to the people and dreams they loved most. The jar sat on the professor's desk as they filed out, a simple reminder of life's most profound truth. Put first things first, because in the end, it is not the sand we remember. It is not even the pebbles. It is the rocks. The big, beautiful, meaningful rocks that made our lives worth living. If you believe this story should reach more people, then please like and share this video. Let us remind each other what truly matters in life.